You say action, because I'll go again.
Action.
All right, action. Welcome back. Well, you got to quit making noises. You got to stop making noises. All right, take two. Welcome back to the shop, guys. We got a Fat Boy on the lift here. And this is actually one that belongs to my Papa Joe, a.k.a. my granddad. We've been riding a little bit before the season ended, and he got this right at the end. But I think it's lacking a little bit of power. It's just just bone stock 80-inch
1999 last year for the carbureted Evo, and it's pretty gutless.
Yeah,
it's pretty gutless. So everybody, and everything you read says the cam is one of the best upgrades you can do on a stock Evo. So I jumped on the internet trying to figure out what the best thing to do was, the best one to do. So I had a bunch of different options I had pulled up and was going to look at, but one of the pages that popped up was Woods Preformance, and they had on their website, they actually had like a thing you could fill out, kind of like our thing for our kits on our website, where what you were doing, what kind of bike you had, what you were going to use it for, how it was mainly going to be ridden, if you were going to be taking a passenger, if you were going to do how much weight, and I filled out all that, not really even thinking about it. I filled it out one evening, and the next morning, first thing, I got a call. My phone rang from I usually don't answer the local calls, but this was a area code that I didn't recognize, so I answered it, and it was Mr. Woods that owns Woods Performance. He was calling back in reference to the questionnaire or whatever he's called that I filled out, and he told me everything we needed. He rattled it off just before I could even say who I was, and I bet I stayed on the phone with him for 40 minutes,
yeah,
just
you
talking.
Were out there for a minute.
Yeah, super nice guy. So after that, I got that call and talking to him, just being that he was that quick to respond to his customers, there was no question that's who we were going to go with. And I have seen no reason why his stuff is not good. He's been doing it a long time and seen to know his stuff. So I told him, I said, well, you know what I'm wanting? You know what we're shooting for? You just tell me exactly what I need to get. And he said, well, hold on, let me give you to the, I guess it was his wife, because I think her last name was Woods too. Let me get you to her, and I'll tell her everything you get, and she'll get you set up. So I ordered it right there immediately. So what we got a cam, brand new cam. Night Prowler is what they call their cams. We got brand new adjustable push rods. We have brand new lifters that came with it, and a brand new cam bearing and shim that he said we needed. And the only other thing he said we needed to get for this setup was just get the gasket kit. It's ordered and on the way, so we're gonna start tearing into it. Like Seth said, I don't think we've never done any big twin work on the motors. We've been working on Sportsters. We put several cams in Sportsters. This should be easier because it's only one cam instead of four. So
yeah.
We're going to start taking it apart and get the cam pulled out and start putting everything back together. I did have to order a cam bearing removal and installation tool. That'll be here tomorrow. I think the gaskets will be here tomorrow, but we won't finish it by tomorrow anyway. So I think we're going to take looks like the only thing we've got to take off is the pipe to get to the cam cover. So we're going to start taking that off and start removing the stuff. And the only thing I'm kind of funny about, but I've watched a lot of videos, is the push rods. We don't want to take the top of the motor off, so they pull the push rod tubes out and take bolt cutters and just cut the push rods and pull them out,
Crazy.
and then you can put these adjustable push rods back in. And you're gonna have to go to the pull the top of the motor off. So yeah, but yeah, we're gonna jump into it, and people can't mess another one up.
Yeah. So you undid the front too?
Yes.
Might not be able to get it off without getting the floorboard.
Yeah, I was going to get it out of the way. It's not the 2 bolts holding it on, and just
They're tied together right here. So both,
like permanent.
yeah.
Oh, so they're made together. So both pipes.
So both pipes you have to kind of. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put these bolts back in it, and then just undo the rear pipe.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. I'm filming now, though.
That's the last to get off bolt.
Alright.
You know, man, that's crazy. Usually it's always the last one, either rings off or breaks or some crazy crap. Usually, but the bottom was pretty much off. It's just the top of it. That is
Alright, now. Alright, fighting a few things on the exhaust. Figured we could get it off with just the floorboard off, but got to take the whole mount and everything off, it looks like. And it's almost kind of like a 2-to-1. Turns out it's, no, you can't see it right now, but right about here, there's like a welded like piece that just keeps the 2 pipes together. So
yeah, this thing.
if you ever taken these, I don't know, this certain type of Python drag style pipe.
Let me get this bolt going into the highway crash bar completely off. I think that's holding it from keeping it from twisting down.
We've done a lot of fiddling with this front control setup. I think we finally got it to where the pipe can come off. Well, that can move, and then the pipe can come off.
Yeah, it's not too good. It's just a matter of knowing what to take off. Once you realize what to take off, it's not too bad. And I don't think if we said it, this is not a how-to video.
No, huh?
Unless it works. If it works, you can use it as a how-to video. If it don't work, don't use it as a how-to video. See, this is not the way you use a 9/16 wrench.
No, I would say not. Still nothing.
Well, it moved. It pivoted down, but my gosh. I guess we're gonna have to take the whole dang thing off. Okay.
All right, well, I should have been filming, but I took that rear passenger floorboard off and just pivoted the pipes in the right way, and they just popped right off. So, crisis averted. We'll get that back together, I guess. And then, or we'll tackle that later. I don't know.
I don't know if that little yellow jack will go under there.
All right, now that everything's out of the way, the cam chest, I guess you can call this the cam chest. That's what we call it on Sportsters. Cam cover, cam
Cone.
Cam cone.
I think
I've
I
also
think
heard
I
that.
may have
Yeah.
heard it referred to as cam cone.
Anyway, can get to that now. And we actually need to lift the bike up, like you were saying. But the problem is our one good jack, motorcycle jack, is under my bike because I'm waiting on tubes for my front tire. So
Can we just stick that one front tire on it for the time being?
maybe.
Set it down.
All right, so the inner tube for my front wheel come in, and as we mentioned, the jack is under my bike, and the reason it's under there is because we took the front wheel off, so that way we could swap the tire. So we're going to swap this real quick, get the jack back out from under my bike, so that way we could roll the rear wheel on the Fat Boy and get it up to top dead center when we need to. So we're going to knock this out real quick and then jump back to the Fat Boy.
We hope.
We hope, yeah. This is a What is this? A Shinko? What's the size?
90, 90, 21.
Yeah, it's kind of like their dual sport tire, and this thing's got a pretty thick sidewall, thicker than just a regular old street tire. So
y'all know we haven't been fooling with motorcycles long, but since we have been, everybody we talk to in the motorcycle industry, I think this is one of the most hated things that they do
is changing the
tires.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put it on a time lapse real quick, and we're just gonna knock this out.
We'll see if we didn't pinch it or not. And we learned a while back, I think last year, somebody told us, we don't know if this is true, but this red dot is supposed to line up with your valve stem, so we got it close.
Yeah.
We're in the,
we're
at least on the same side of the rim now.
Yeah, I've always seen those and been like, what is that for? And then it dawned on it. After he said that, it's like, duh. You gotta be careful too, because, well, I see something happening.
I think what that is the air inside the rim, but not inside the tube.
Right, the tube itself starts blowing up and pushing the air out of the negative space inside the tire.
May be wrong.
Oh no, we pinched it. Okay, so it's coming out of the valve stem because, okay, I see there's a hole in the tube. When you blow it up, it starts blowing out of the valve stem. Okay.
Yeah. So, dadgummit. Oh well.
Well.
One of the reasons people hate doing it.
Okay. This is been a quick derail side quest. I'll put a timestamp when we get back on this in the video. That way you can jump forward, but we're about to try something on this here tire real quick before we try to swap tubes. Got to make a quick run. Ours didn't have this fancy little tube, and we need that to get in between the spokes. This is probably a huge no-no.
Well, this is different.
Oh, this is different?
Yeah, this is, this even has a picture of a motorcycle on it.
Well, that's got to be...
And it says for tubes. Tires and tubes.
Well, if it's on the bottle, it's got to work.
Well, and the reason, if y'all follow Thrash and Supply...
Here, let me turn off our heating fan here.
If y'all follow Thrash and Supply on YouTube, they did this in a tire, and it worked. So that's the only reason I'm trying it. So, and they're supposed to know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're the motorcycle people.
Well, one of them.
So,
we'll see what happens. This is a lot. I don't think this has any pressure on it or anything like the other one. I think what you do is you take the Schrader valve out and then just kind of like pour it in.
Yeah.
We'll have to read the directions.
I'm sure we won't do it by the directions whatsoever.
It says shake it vigorously. Attach the hose.
Right. The compressor is struggling. Whoa.
So just squeeze it in and then...
Good dang. It's got some good bearings.
Yeah. I think slime owes us some money.
Well, slime didn't work.
Nah.
But it was worth a shot. Now we're going to make a mess, I think.
God, we gotta break this.
Yeah. Well.
Hadn't been on there, so it should break it up.
Alright. I feel air from here.
It's coming out so damn fast.
Oh, wow. It got pinched right here. It got pinched right here. It looks like where the spoon's dug in. All right, so we try it again. I don't think we pierced the tube. I think, like Dad said, these tubes were just so cheap that whatever, they just got a hole in them. They were not a quality tube. So, just gonna try that another day. I reckon I'll just stick a 19 we have over here on the front of the bike, get the lift out from under there, and put it under here real quick. We actually just rolled in Suburban, so we're gonna change the oil on it because we're leaving out of town tomorrow. But anyway, unsuccessful side quest of a 21 front tire. All right, we're ready to move on. Finally.
All right, this is the part here. Just kind of seems weird, but what they tell you to do is to cut these push rods, because we'll be going back with adjustable push rods, and that way we don't have to take the rocker boxes off. But we need to get them to top dead center so we can get the pressure off of them. So that's what I'm trying to do now. It's hard to tell if they're moving. That one has no pressure on it.
So I guess you just do it one at a time when they're closed and no pressure. And
well, I guess if you get the cylinder, theoretically, if you get the cylinder to top dead center, then both of them should have no pressure on them.
Right.
Let me try to.
They're moving a little bit now.
All right, that should be top dead center on that one.
All right.
So we're gonna cut that one.
Yeah, this just seems so odd.
Yeah, this is weird.
But
But that's what they say to do. I guess worst case scenario, we'll pull the rocker box off.
oh man.
Holy cow. Well,
Our bolt cutters are pretty high end, ain't they? Well, what if we took the Ziz wheel?
No.
And got all that nice metal shavings down in the lifters.
Do what?
I said, this is a good thing to know too. If you're not too fond of somebody and their bike's parked outside, just pop these things open and cut their push rods, and they wouldn't and then put the covers back over it. They wouldn't even know.
Don't really look. Oh yeah, look, they don't even.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's see. I think you can adjust these.
Well, it goes to show that we're good people. We're not busting up padlocks trying to get into places.
Hell yeah.
Did you find the secret?
Yeah. That should do it now.
That's so odd to do.
Okay. But I think we can weld that one back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we can weld that one back.
We'll just Zeus it back together. Going in for the second kill. Wow. Oh, that's good for it.
I don't think it's.
There's nothing else that's gonna hurt it after
This
that.
guy is so weird doing that.
Especially when, I mean, to do something this kind of crude to something where you have to be so meticulous and.
Well, I mean, it's like you always said, they're basically a tractor motor.
Yeah.
God,
Had a good snap to it.
just don't feel right.
Those have been in there since what, 1990?
99.
Oh yeah, 99. Alright. If I can say I successfully helped in destroying an American artifact.
Yeah.
Stock, untouched.
I am not a Harley mechanic, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Now, if we got a 12-point socket that we get that, would you? Highly unlikely. I don't know if this is the right sequence, but I feel like if you got these lifters up out of the way before you take all this out and the cam off, none of that's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Ooh.
Did you break it?
It sounded kind of like a snap, didn't it? See, there's the lifters. You can't get the lifters out without taking this off. So that's why I was thinking in my head, get that out of the way before we pull the cone off, and then we won't have to deal with them. And it said, yep. I saw a video. It said you can't mix these up because one of them says rear and the other one says front. So you can't mix them up.
I did see a video where somebody was saying every 45,000 miles or something, you want to replace lifters in a Harley.
I know, that's what, and that's why I'm thinking after we do this, I may do it on mine because I had no idea.
Right.
How many miles, what? And you know as good as I do, mine's clacky.
Yeah, she likes to talk.
But good gosh, man, lifters are 4 lifters for some good lifters like you need to be getting. $250. It's cheaper to put a cam in a small block Chevrolet than it is one of these. And it's 8 cylinders.
Yeah, but you can get to everything.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. We did have to, I guess in a small block, if you're going to do it, you got to pull the grill, radiator, or whatever else out in front of it. Water pump, timing chain.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, you got to take the intake off, but still, I'm talking about the expense, the money that you pay.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess your time's worth money, too.
Not here.
No, not real.
Not here, though.
You know, real shop. They look good. We might just put these in my bike.
Yeah, that'll save you. You save $200 to cause $2,000 worth of damage.
$200 to put some old lifters in it that's got more miles on it than the ones in mine. All right, we know this one has never been into because it's still got the rivets here. So we got to drill them out. Get the ignition stuff out of the way. Get the little cup, whatever it's called, rotor button, whatever you want to call it. Get it out of the way. And then we should be able to pull the cover off. Should be out. Good old Phillips. Crisscross. Good old crisscross screws, as your mama says.
Yeah. They say if you're going for real, I guess, high performance, go ahead and change ignition, but I don't think this is the case where you have to start diving into too many upgrades to get the results you want.
Now here's something where I was kind of confused. He kept asking me what kind of tuner we had. He said, "You're going to need a tuner."
The guy at Woods.
Yeah, and I was like, nothing on here. Nothing's electronic. It's all old school. I mean, it's carburetor, regular ignition. So I don't know if he was just kind of, if he was talking about
Yeah, maybe if he was talking about adjustable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a crane or some type of dyno.
But we're just gonna do it like we normally do. Put it in there and time it. I am gonna mark this, but with the cam, it's gonna have a different. I mean, theoretically, you should have to retard it a little bit for a cam.
Yeah.
So we'll mark it. All right, there's the cam. Man, that's got a lot of...
Yeah, we heard a lot of...
It's like a lot of in play. I don't know exactly how much in play it's supposed to have. I'll have to look it up, but he sent 2 shims. He sent a 65,000 shim spacer and a 60,000, so... We'll pull it up to see what we gotta have. All right, we got all the bolts set. I'm gonna try to pull this off. I don't want the cam to come out though. Not right now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, that's what the bucket was there for. This little thing right here, I know goes back on that. So, what we need to do now, need to get the light, and we need to line, see this slit?
It's kind of bright, but there's a...
Right there.
There's a mark.
And then there should be one somewhere on the crank gear. And we line that up with that, and then the dot with this slit on this one.
So we just need to turn the motor until the sequence matches up.
Well, there it is. All right, see right there?
I might have to take the light away. Let's see. All right, yeah, about right there. Here.
See? All right, yeah. See, the dot here is lined up with that mark there.
Right.
The slit here is lined up with that little slit down there.
Yeah, I see it.
See, it's hard to see, but see,
it's kind of behind the nut.
There's no slits anywhere on the rest of these gears. There's one right there. So when we pull this cam out, we need to put the other. That's why I went on and got these gears where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Then that way, when we put the other cam in, it should be timed right. But we are going to have to pull this plastic gear out because there's a screen, I think, that you're supposed to look at and clean it, make sure it's good and clean.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull the cam out. Ooh.
All right.
Ta-da.
Okay. Now that that's done. Again, coming from small block Chevrolets, that goes a lot easier pulling that cam out.
Yeah, you don't have to keep it, straight and not nick the cam bearings and all going in with that. So
I thought that was going to be a little more intense.
Out. Yeah. this, from what I understand, and that's clean. Every time it turns, when this turns around, oil pumps up through here and throws it up on the cam.
Okay.
I think that's the
Hence
way it
that
works.
little window there.
Right.
Gotcha.
And everything, that looks actually very, very clean. So this, we'll know exactly how to turn it, but that's about where that.
Yeah, being that the crank
was.
gear is not moved, we can line everything back
But
up.
we got to clean everything out, and I think this shim here will not be used.
When
Well, it
installing
may
the
be
other
used
cam.
with the other one because maybe this is supposed to work with the spacer.
There's some directions with it.
No, there's no directions.
Ah, good.
But we also had to buy a tool to pull this bearing out because we're going to replace that bearing. So we got a removal and installation tool. So I just went on and bought one because I figured we'd probably be doing this more in the future. And it's better to have the right stuff. Man, everything looks good. It's good and clean. Here are the new lifters. We're going to go ahead and soak them in oil. Let them fill up, I guess you'd say, because they would help pump them up. Okay, we'll let them soak for a pretty good while till we put them in. I think we got it. Did we?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's not in there no more.
There's the old bearing. Here's the new one.
Just pulled it out.
Yeah, look how many more rollers the new one's got in it. It's got twice as many rollers. New, old.
Cool. And that was something they said to upgrade, even if you're just kind of going through and doing maintenance stuff, to upgrade at least that right there too.
But now that one does feel good. There's no...
Yeah.
It does feel good. So, cool.
How our listeners doing?
And the cam, I was going to look at this. He told me that these cams were shorter than the Harley cams, and they had to do it that way so just so it wasn't a duplicate made the exact same. It had to be something different. So you can see, let's see.
Yeah, it looks different here on the ends.
Oh yeah, you can see how much lower. Well, You can see the gears a little bit lower. I don't know. It don't look a lot different though, does it?
No, but I mean, when it comes to that, I guess it's just got to be.
But
to
look
the
now, look at
thousands.
this. Now this right here, this will show you something different in the. I don't know how much more lift this cam has than the stock cam, but look at the ramp, the lobe on the stock cam, how much of a point it is, and see how much
Right,
running.
yeah.
So what that is, that's the duration. That's how long. You know, even though if it doesn't have more lift, it's going to hold the valve open longer
Correct.
than it would on this one. So that's gonna make a big difference. So yeah, that'll I don't think it's gonna make it a racer, but it's supposed to give it a whole lot more low end and mid range torque. Yeah, we're gonna put the new bearing in.
I thought we had to clean all of this out, or is that happening now with the rag?
But God, it's so clean in there.
I was gonna say, man, it is. Again, coming from messing with old worn out small blocks and all that stuff for, of course, the previous owner of this thing, when we picked it up, he was I could see him being a good stickler about changing oil, making sure everything's right. I mean, even
he was one of those kind.
he had.
One thing gets me. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I guess that's just okay. That's machined into the case. All right, that looked like a chunk gone, but that's just the way the case is made.
I have to turn that down. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I see it now.
Yeah, I thought
a
chunk was good, but it's made like that.
But yeah, the guy that had it before, he apparently owned a restaurant, and the restaurant wasn't far from his house, and during good days, he would just ride it back and forth from there to the restaurant and around town with his wife. And
they had a place at the beach too.
Yeah. So it's seen some good highway miles and steady RPM.
On this bearing, the flat side does face out, the ones with the writing on it, and then this round beveled side goes in. So we are going to try to use this new tool we used it taking it out. So this goes like this,
Right.
and like that. Let's see.
I'll get the brass hammer and a block of wood. And
Well, actually, I was going to kind of tap it to maybe straight, because it's a little crooked, straighten it up. But that's what that round,
That's why you kind of
for.
put that bevel piece in there. Right.
So, all right, let's see. How does this? All right, now we take this like so. And then this screws on there.
Where did you get such a piece of equipment?
Amazon.
Nice.
Then these. Screw into the case. This is pretty
This is pretty high tech here.
I guess. We're in there.
Guess you run these all the way down.
Yeah, so they won't pull out.
All
This is where you get the impact. Wait a minute, I wasn't supposed to put this on there, was I?
Oh, I don't know. How would that factor in?
I ain't sure it would. Let me double check. No. I ain't gonna do it. Almost feels get old adjustable. Just don't. I hope it was wanting to kind of be kind of cocked a little bit.
Just driving it in.
Is it?
Yeah.
When I had that anniversary edition Electric Glide,
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about no motorcycles. Hell, still don't. But I really didn't then. And it had a, I think the
It was something with the
primary
clutch.
was leaking. Now the rear primary was leaking, I believe is what it was. So I took it apart to seal it up. And when I went to put the clutch basket back on, if I ain't mistaken, those things are on like a tapered shaft. I didn't know that. So I had the impact, and I was just, and I heard something go, ding! I was like, man, that wasn't supposed to do that. Because I had heard that noise before.
Yeah.
Man, it had cracked that thing when I put it up on there. I think I might have sat down here and cried.
No.
Man, I was so tore up because I wanted to go riding that afternoon or the next day or something. I think it was the next day. And man, I called everywhere. Nobody had one. Nowhere I called. And somebody told me to call, I think it's Big Birds or Birds something up in Ridgeway, Virginia.
Birds in Ridgeway, Virginia.
Big Birds motorcycle or something like that. And I called up there. He said, yeah, I got one. Come on up here and get it. I went up here. He sold it. Was brand new. He sold it to me for near nothing. I come back and got it fixed. Back then there wasn't no internet to check out on stuff like that. So I did call somebody and they told me how to do it. I can't remember how it was. But yeah, it was
Not a good day.
I was heartbroken.
Well,
Looks like it's installed.
I was gonna say this install job went pretty well. That's flush with everything. Looks like it's good. It didn't fight you going in.
No, it went right on in just like it was supposed to. So all right. This thing came, this is the original washer. I know it's got to go on. And then it came with two shims, a 60,000 and a 65,000. So I'm going to try the 60 first and then check the end play. And the only way I know to check the end play is put the cone on and just maybe reach through the lifter boards and see what it is, because there's no way we're not going to be able to check the end play without the cone being on. So,
And plus, when it's that thin, I guess you even got to check it with the gasket on and everything.
yeah, probably
'cause
so, yeah.
if you gotta have it dialed in that much.
So you remember we put this plastic gear in.
Yeah.
The crank gear didn't turn, so I know it's the same, but I think if this is like a Sportster cam, I would say before the cam ends, if you'll line that thing up with the center line of where the cam goes, you should be in line when you go put the cam in. I'm gonna put a little bit of assembly lube on this thing for when it goes in that bearing. And then we'll put some on the lifters too, but really being a roller cam, I don't know how.
Never hurts.
Now I'm so used to flat tappet cams and Chevrolets and breaking them in and putting all the assembly lube on them, but you never can. Too much oil ain't never gonna hurt.
No.
So we'll slather that on there real good. All right, so here's the 2 dots. So that should be that ain't right. That ain't right either. That one's lined up, but this one's not. There, that got it. All right, so now we got dot, slit, slit, dot. So we know the cam's in time, but now we just
Gotta check the
I guess we put the cone on it and check the end play. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of.
I guess we should have looked before.
Ears.
I guess we should have looked before we took the stock cam out, but you can see, I don't know if this makes a difference or not. But I mean, that's sitting off of this crank gear just a little bit. It's sticking out forward towards us. But is it flush with that plastic gear?
No, it's sticking out some too. But I mean, that's the thinnest.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the thin shim doing that, so, and that could be the way it needs to be. I don't know.
I didn't look. So I guess we'll stick the gasket on. I don't really want to do that. Something else has got to line up. There it goes. Okay. Well, I can tell you right now, I see a gap. I do see a gap myself. Oh,
never mind.
I just lost the gap. Okay. I think if we just snug these 2 bolts down,
Okay.
that should be enough to hold it.
Where you at?
Ooh. I can tell you just by doing that, there is no end play there. So.
Okay.
All right, we got it back in there where it's moving. With the 60,000 shim, it just seems like it's way too much. I ain't even sure if 65 is gonna take it up, but we're gonna put the thicker one in there.
Oh yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah. And we'll go with that one.
Yep.
We're gonna put the thicker one in and go with that one. I will say that the stock one, when we pulled it out, I don't know if it was on video, but I said it had a lot of end play on it. So I pulled it up. It said 5 to 10 thousandths is optimal for an Evo. So we try to get everything 100% to specs here. So
yeah,
we're gonna put 5 more thousandths in it. Yeah. Well, it's definitely moving less. I would say we can't really get a dial indicator on there. I would say that's probably, it's on the high side. I would say 7, 8 to 10 thousandths. So it's about what the stock cam was moving that was in it. So that's all we got. So that's what we're going to go with. Got the cam in, got the cone on, the lifter's in, and the lifter locks. So I'll just spin it over, make sure nothing's binding up. Make sure the lifters move up and down. That one's coming up.
These are coming up and going down.
This one's coming up and going down. Easy, spinning free. I'm seeing oil bubble up through the.
I don't have a light over here. So.
Are they coming up there?
Oh, yeah.
Feels good.
There we
go.
Okay. A little movement.
All right. So, all that moves free. So I guess, the next thing we do is put the push rods in, and that's something I don't know how to. It's kind of crazy what I saw as far as the way you adjust them. You have to, you adjust them and you let them, like, sit there and bleed for 10 minutes?
Something like that. Some guys adjust them and then say, don't touch them, and then come back to them the next day and then adjust. It's like, or after running. So there's so many different ways to do it.
Yes. And every push rod company has a different amount of flats you turn per inch, I guess, too, to adjust it. So, and I think these are Andrews push rods. So, I guess we just have to do one, let it sit, then do the others, let it then sit.
I guess, yeah. All right. It's about, what, day 7 of putting in cams?
No, it's not that bad. Probably.
No,
we just walked away from it. We had stuff to do. So.
Yeah, we just been doing this when we've, I don't know, not got spare time, but
right.
Just coming back to it when we got ample amount of time to do it.
So we're at the point now. We've got the cam in. All that went in good. Got it shimmed as best with what we have to shim it with. It looks like it might be a little much. I don't know, but we're getting ready to put the push rods in, and these are. You saw us destroy these, so they're a no-go. I told Seth we could probably weld them back together if he said no. So, but anyway, these are the adjustable push rods, and I've only had one run in with these. You remember we had that one Sportster that had adjustable push rod.
Yeah, it was yours, and it was the first motor when we built your chopper, and it was clacking and clanking around, and
yeah,
it
and
had them
I
adjustable push rods in it.
I watched videos about how to adjust them, and it was like you adjust them, let them sit overnight, or let them sit 20 minutes, bleed off, and then you go back and do it. And I got frustrated, and I just said, the heck with this, I'm putting the stock ones back in. Yeah. But now that I've got a little more, I guess we know a little bit more. I watched a couple videos and there's a couple different ways to do it. But the biggest thing is you got to know, and luckily we bought all this stuff new, so it tells you how many turns to turn these. But from what I understand, all push rod companies, not all of them, but they may have a different thread count per inch on your adjustments. So you need to know what that is, so you know how many turns to turn. They either call it flats or full turns. And these, once you get them set at 0, you go either 24 flats or 4 full turns, because from what I understand on the hydraulic push rods, hydraulic lifters, there's like 200 or 250 thousandths that piston in there moves up and down in the bore in the lifter, and you want to compress that about 100 thousandths. So 24 flats or 4 full turns is 100 thousandths with the amount of threads on this push rod. So what some people say to just put them all in there and then adjust them and then do the bleed down. And when I saw that, I just went on to another video because I wasn't going through that bleed down crap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put each one of them in individually and just spin it over and get the lifter all the way down at the bottom of the bore, so I know it's all the way at the bottom. Adjust that one, then go to the next one and do it that way. So maybe the wrong way, maybe the right way, maybe one of the right ways is the way we're going to do it. So that's what I'm going to try to attempt now. Okay. I've got the push rod is in the rocker, and it is in the lifter at just sitting at 0 lash. So now what I need to do is hold. I tell you what I'm going to do first. I need to get something that I can mark this so I know when I turn it
how many times
I'm turning. If you got what's something we got that'll show up on that black. All right, I've got this marked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn now. I'm going to count flats. So I'm just going to go 4 full turns.
Okay.
So you have to take a wrench and hold this, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's getting tight. 4. And 6 more for good measure.
Whoa.
So now, all right, that's 4 full turns. That's tough to say.
Yeah.
But so that should be 100 thousandths that lifter is compressed. So now what you want to do is tighten this up, and they say this is kind of tricky because you got to hold 3. Kind of got to put 3 wrenches on it. So
I'll put a hand in there I'll hold the actual rod down.
Yeah, hold that. Right. And then I'm gonna
a lot of hands.
Just don't let it turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Locked.
Well,
felt pretty locked.
Well, look, that flat kind of turned on me, so let me loosen it up.
Okay.
And get that flat back. All right, did you stay?
I stayed as best as I could.
Well, I think it would be better to go more than less for clatter. So, all right, I'm happy with that.
And I just got to do that 3 more times.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. So, now we can push these down in their sockets and up in their sockets. And then install. So now I'll stick my finger in, get the other one.
Yeah, how are you telling that the bore is
I'm just putting my finger down here on top of the lifter and spinning the motor over.
Yeah.
And then when it gets down to the bottom and not moving anymore,
Okay.
then we're at the bottom. We're on the back side of the load, so should be good to go. And we'll just do that 3 more times.
Right on. The light,
The Loctite.
the Loctite. That's over here on my project. Went pretty smooth.
Yeah, not that bad. I'm gonna put the I guess they call this the bell.
Timing button, doing whatever.
Yeah, and then as far as the timing goes, we marked it stock location. I may just retard it a little bit, see how it goes, and we'll go from there.
Right
We'll
on.
put a little Loctite on that just to hold it in there,
And as far as the cam, I mean, that's pretty much it. We took the floorboard and some accessory parts off, but
yeah, we just had to do that to get the cone off. But yeah, the cam is installed. Everything should be basically just like S&S builds them.
right.
No, really, everything should be back in like it's supposed to be, like they told me to do it. So that's
Yeah.
what we did. So,
What do you? I mean, I guess now you just kind of. What would you recommend as far as next? I mean, because we're going to change. Are we going to change oil in it? Are we?
probably change the. I mean, we just changed the oil in it, and I don't really know. Honestly, really, what we did would not affect anything that we would need to change.
And you don't need to have like any break-in oil or anything like that.
It's not a flat tappet cam; it's a roller cam, so
Okay.
There's nothing really to break in. So we'll
Just keep an eye on those. If it sounds like a little chattery, just adjust push rods and go from there.
I would say if it's clacking, we'll just pop these things up and maybe turn another flat on each of the push rods. I don't think that'll hurt anything, and ride it.
There you go.
All right, I just got the pipes back on. I think everything's together. We still got to put the floorboards and the brake stuff back on, but it's enough. We can crank it. I retarded the timing just a little bit, so we're gonna crank it up.
It's like somebody's pulling in to buy some
Yeah, we're gonna
Sportster wheels real quick.
hold off. We're gonna hold off and sell these wheels, then we'll crank it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, just got the pipes back on it. Everything done. We're gonna crank it up. This will be the first time it cranks. If it does crank, if it flies apart, y'all get to see it. And we'll. I guess the battery's charged. You get it in neutral.
I reckon the battery's charged.
Yeah, and this thing, man, this thing is real cold natured. But we put a new carburetor on it a while back, and it's a cheap carburetor, cheap CV. It's just real cold natured, but when it gets warm, man, it runs perfect. And it'll crank up every time after it gets warm, but so I don't want to mess with it. And retarded the oh, we need these.
Very true. Let's install those.
Got the plugs back in it.
I didn't put the oil cap all the way in.
Little pressure build up there.
Pop it off again.
Time to turn it about 6 grand.
Yeah, break those cams. Yeah. Cold night.
Don't like that choke off.
No. All right, so I think we got a unique situation.
Well, yeah, it was it always takes a while for the lifters to pump up. But then then it started making a tapping in the front on the exhaust in the front. And you could feel it. You can feel the push rod tubes, and you can feel it in this push rod tube. So I think we may have figured out what it is. I don't know, but y'all listen. Pull out on this push rod tube and it gets loud. Push it in and it goes away. I think the push rod is hitting the push rod tube.
Because the motor is making no extra
nothing.
noises than it was when it was stock. That's the only...
I think it's that push rod tube, so I don't know. Seth had a good idea. We're going to maybe tap it over that way a little bit. Might just need to put a new tube on that, push rod tube on that.
Problem solved. That sounds like an Evo to me. Yeah, so that was funky. You think you adjusted it and it was still doing it. Do you think you need to go back in there and fix it, or just ride it and then?
Okay. I put it. We thought it might have been adjusted a little, so we put another flat in the push rod. But it was weird because you could grab every tube, and when you get that way, you could feel a pecking.
Yeah.
And it was just, you could tell something was hitting something. So I don't know.
Guess we'll button her back up. It's a shame. It is snow everywhere. Of course, it don't matter. It is freezing cold outside, even if it wasn't snow on the ground. That was pretty wild that push rod was the thing that was making all that racket.
Yeah, the push rod too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I could tell. You know, I knew it wasn't any kind of lifter or slack or anything. It was definitely. You could definitely tell it was hitting something.
Yeah.
Just glad we figured it out. And they didn't have to take it. They didn't tear into it and tear it back down.
Oh, that would have been terrible, man. And then not found anything?
Probably may still end up having to replace that tube.
Right.
I don't think.
Well, as you mentioned too, we got to put it through maybe several heat cycles and actually run it on the road, and that's going a nice shakedown on the road is going to tell a lot.
I'm not sure tapping it with a hammer is the right fix.
No, but they did all right. All right, we're out shooting another video that'll be coming out. I'm not sure if it's out right now or out before this one, but anyway, we got the Fat Boy out with the new cam, and what do you think? How's it feeling?
It is a world of difference. It's not a race bike by no means, but it made a ton of difference. It makes it good, enjoyable to ride. It'll do good in the mountains. I think a passenger on it will be fine, but it really performs well. It's got a good idle to it, good little lope, and if y'all need a cam, I would say contact Woods Preformance, because we'd never put we put some cams in Sportsters, but never had put one in a big twin. This is a 99 Fat Boy the last year for the Evo, and it belongs to my father-in-law, and he said, y'all find a cam, put it in there and give it a little more guts. So I just went on Google and I just typed in best cam for big twin Evo, and one of them was Fueling had popped up, and then Woods Preformance. I've heard of Fueling, but I'd never heard of Woods Preformance. But Woods Preformance had a thing on their web page. You just put in parameters of what you have to get the best choice of the cam. So I put it all in and was expecting an email back from them or something. The next morning, my phone rang. It was about 8 o'clock the next morning, because I had done it the night before, and my phone rang, and it was a Alabama number. And I almost didn't answer it because I get so many spam calls, but for some reason I just answered it, and it was Mr. Woods. I can't remember his first name, that owns Woods Preformance, and told me who he was, and He said, yeah, you filled out the information for a cam. He said, I'll tell you exactly what cam you need. He told me, and told me what all was involved. I said, I just want to change your cam and not have to change. He said, this is exactly what you need. I'm familiar with the area you're in. I've been up in that area and rode many times. I said, well, I tell you what, you just tell me everything I need to order, and I want to order it right now. And he put me on the phone with the girl that takes the orders and told her what we needed. We ordered it, and what looks like 3 days later it came.
Yeah, it was
3
here.
days later, it was cam lifters, a new bearing for the cam, and new adjustable push rods, and just put it in just like he said to do it. And man, it's flawless. I think we probably need to adjust the time and just a little bit, tweak it in, but I would jump on it right now and go anywhere. It done real good today, real good. So y'all, like I said, Seth, I don't think we've had that video come out, so you'll see. I guess this is the end of the video. You'll see us put the cam in and riding it a little bit today. So there's another one.
Let's see what she sounds like.
Let me see if I put it in neutral.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite pipes, I will say that.